Welcome to your Daily Writing Habit, episode number 344. If you're writing a book or thinking about it or trying to finish your book or trying to let people know about your book, you are in the right place. Good morning and happy Friday. I'm your host, Christine Whitmarsh, also known as Christine Inc., Christine-Inc.com. Every day I'm sharing with you the writing habits I've learned over my 18 years as a ghostwriter, book coach, and author. I have found that 3 things in particular have a huge impact on your success as an author, and they can turn someone who barely sees themselves as a writer into a published author. Those 3 things are writing fundamentals, productivity, and mindset habits. Here's today's quote. You gain strength, courage, and confidence by every experience in which you really stop to look fear in the face. You are able to say to yourself, I have lived through this horror. I can take the next thing that comes along. You must do the thing you think you cannot do. Eleanor Roosevelt. Once again, good morning and happy Friday. It is FAQs Friday, where I answer your frequently asked questions about anything book related that's on your mind. Writing fundamentals, productivity, mindset, marketing. You ask it, I will do my best to answer it here every Friday. And you can submit those questions through my website, Christine-Inc.com, through the contact page, through my Inc. Authors group on Facebook, or really anywhere you see me all over the internet. So here's today's question. I hate to say it, I hate to admit it, but I feel like lately I've lost my confidence as a writer. How do I get it back? Well, that's nice and simple and straightforward, and also a common one. When do we ever not lose our confidence in our gifts and our talents and our skills and all the things that sometimes we take for granted, and then we lose it, and then all of a sudden we realize we shouldn't have taken it for granted. So speaking of back, like getting it back, let's go back in time to when you first made the decision to write a book. You presumably felt at least some level of confidence that it was something you could do and do reasonably well and finish doing, right? Maybe you were confident that you have a story and or a message that is worth sharing. Maybe you felt confident that you are able to write a book. Or that no matter what is happening in your life, and sometimes more than others, you'll be able to carve out the time, even in small increments, to work on your book. Or maybe you were confident that it is worth it. Or that, you have a story and message that is worth sharing. That's an important one. Now is the time in times like these to revisit that confidence and recommit to it by acknowledging yourself for the actions you've taken since then, since that day one. Think of all the times you've sat down to write, all the words you've written, any time you've spent researching or developing your book, or done something to learn how to write, like listening to this show or reading a book or listening to another podcast on the subject of writing, or joined an authors group like my Inc. Authors group on Facebook. There are so many ways to invest in yourself as an author outside of the actual act of writing. Although that doesn't excuse you from the actual act of writing, but use everything you've done and are continuing to do on a regular basis as fuel to keep moving forward. And we talk about habits here in the show. This is where you can really acknowledge yourself for the habits that you've put into place or even tried to put into place, whether it's daily reading, listening to a podcast, little writing prompts, writing exercises, all those things. Use those as fuel to keep moving forward. Acknowledge yourself, because you do have everything you need to write a book. It might take longer than you anticipated. It might be harder than you thought it would be. And the temptation to quit might be a heck of a lot stronger than you imagined it would. But hopefully you see by this point, especially even if you're like a little ways into your book writing process, that it is worth it for yourself and for your readers. Thank you for the question. And again, FAQs Friday, you can submit them through my website, Christine-Inc.com, or through my Inc. Authors group on Facebook, or really anywhere you see me on social media. And so thank you for joining me. Be sure and drop by my Inc. Authors group. If you know someone else who wants to write an awesome book, please help them out and share this show with them. And that is Your Daily Writing Habit, all one thing, yourdailywritinghabit.com. Until tomorrow. Happy writing.